talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They don't know basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. We are here, fucking post All-Star break, post trade deadline, the fucking meat of the season, we're at the dickhead of the season, Sam. We've been sucking on the shaft for the last couple months.
For any new listeners, yes, this is what the podcast is like.
We've had to suck shaft for months. Now we finally get to that juicy, delicious dickhead. Actually, you know what? We're right under the dickhead is the playoffs. That's when we get to really.
That's true. Yeah.
And the finals is a nice, warm, juicy load that we're all hungry for.
I know some of you were thinking, what does that mean? There's a lot of subtlety on this podcast. Hey, man, a lot of crazy. I mean, I got to give you a shout out quickly before we even get to basketball.
I love it.
I'm about 6-7 episodes into Reacher.
Isn't the best show of all time?
I mean, it's just. You're right. It's like if Bosch was too subtle.
If Bosch is too intellectual, too subtle, for a little too, you don't want to read all the subtext.
I think Bosch is a better show, but I think Reacher's fucking hilarious. Like I'm loving it.
It's hard to throw around adjectives like better when it comes to shows like Reacher and Bosch because they're both so perfect at what they are. You know what I mean? It's like they're like the best. It's like you wouldn't say a cheesesteak is better than a ribeye. You know what I mean? Like one or the other. It's like
I think you could say a ribeye is better than a cheesesteak.
You think a ribeye is better? I just think they scratch different itches. Okay, how about this? A ribeye versus like let's say Chinese food. Or I'm sorry.
That's more fair.
Yeah. And not to say that there's that much distinction in these. This is basically like, a burger versus a cheesesteak is Bosch versus versus
better than a ribeye. But hey, man, anytime there's any sort of plot point, I'm like, dude, get back to him elbowing someone's jaw.
When the second when the female character that they shoehorned in there because they're like, look, we know the show's about a guy fucking people up. We got to have one woman showing growth. It's got to pass the Bechdel test.
We promise she'll be naked at some point.
Yeah. But anytime any one of the other like fucking deputies is having like personal growth or that black guy that's just doing the police chief that's basically doing like he does some of the best mouth acting I've ever seen in my life. He loves to like pout and like do a bunch of shit. He's doing a hilarious Denzel impression too at points where he's like is clearly stealing Denzel's cadence and it makes no sense.
But then he's also kind of playing a nerd, so it's Denzel never plays a nerd.
No, he's never. No, Denzel would never get cucked even a little bit. And this character is a cuck. He's a cuck trying to find himself.
But the guy who plays Reacher is amazing. Like the scenes, even when he's shirtless, like. I'm just like, you make me want to be a better man. Dude. Yeah. You just rule.
Thank you for reminding me, Sam, because I was watching Reacher. I had my boy Eldis on the road with me and we were watching it together. And it's like, it's about time that I stop pretending we're going to get back to it. It's like, I just have to go on without him. It's like, we watched 4 episodes. I got to get into
you're getting cucked right now, my friend.
I am. I can't believe you're ahead of me in Reacher. I'm fucking the money.
Damn, me neither. You know what? It's like the perfect end of the night show. And it also says a lot to me that like that's what I can watch and then go right to bed. It's literally him like hanging a dude with a guy's tie. And like killing a guy. And then I'm just like, all right, guess I'm just going to doze.
Yeah. Committing murders in cold blood. It's like the protagonist is doing that, let alone the bad guys. I love it. Dude, when Reacher does his first like just straight up murder, you're like, oh, hell yeah. This is like, he doesn't even have Bosch's like fake morality where Bosch has his own code. Reacher's just like, I don't care. I'll kill whoever the fuck gets in my way. He rules. And he does it so nonchalantly.
It does bug me when he's always eating like fried food and barbecue and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this actor hasn't had bread in 9 years.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. He has not had a fucking carb. And he's had a lot of anabolic steroids, though. I'll tell you that. Him and the couch are getting injected with similar stuff. for sure. But yes, Reacher fucking rules.
He's perfectly cast. It is funny that like the other one was Tom Cruise, and they're like, let's just go in the complete opposite direction.
Yeah. Which is crazy. I mean, it's like Tom Cruise playing Reacher is like, it's like getting Alfonso Ribeiro to play the Michael Jordan biopic or something like that. It's just like it's the wrong body type. You know what I mean? That's maybe a little disrespectful to Tom Cruise. Better.
It is crazy though. Like this
Carlton, but still,
this dude is like 6'6" and shredded, and the dude starting shit with him look like me. Like they have my.
That's
build.
the best part. It's like all the
like
guys,
you fucking pussy.
All the guys. It's like he's fucked up like 15 guys in your town in broad daylight. Let alone the fact that he's suspected of all these other murders, and you're still just talking shit to him. I love it.
It's also hilarious that he just knows everything. Like a guy will have his throat slit, and he's like, "This is a Venezuelan blade."
Yeah,
like, what are you? Oh, you know this and engineering? Everything.
I know. It just really is just like the guy, just the dads. Like if you just got divorced, you watch Bosch. If you got cheated on and divorced, you watch Reacher. That's the difference. It's like
go. You nailed it. I do love Bosch. I got to go back to Bosch,
dude. I can't wait for Bosch Legacy or whatever it is that they're calling the fucking.
Dude, they're getting the new Justified going, and apparently Tarantino is going to direct a couple of those bad boys. So you know, I'm fucking rock hard and
the dick is stiff. The dick is fucking stiff, dude. Honestly, I know you're an animal who never gets off the road, but I am looking at my schedule. It really it starts to finally lighten up in like by April, and I'm just like, ooh, playoffs, like catching up on all these shows. Like I'm definitely taking time off in a way that you're probably like you'll be like, I'm in Albuquerque doing 4 shows for some reason. I'm in New Windsor, Ontario.
The markets are getting like that because I'm trying to avoid certain. Hey man, I'm gonna be in.
I'll be
Salt
home
Lake,
though.
I'll be in Salt Lake in mid-April with Viter though, and I'm looking at that calendar. I'm like, that might be playoff time, dude.
Ooh, yes, that might be cool.
I will get there a night early for
absolutely
a Jazz playoff game without question.
Speaking of fucking getting there a night early or a night late, I regret so much not staying in San Francisco yesterday. I came to LA because I'm trying to be Hollywood Halkias, get some meetings, do some shit done here I'm like, I might as well get some stuff. Why I can't stay an extra day, get a hotel, watch basketball. I gotta make this a work trip. And Luka busts the fucking Warriors asses in an insane come from behind win. I mean, it was not a great game for most of it, but it was a really great game. The fourth quarter anyway, especially as a Warriors hater, God has absolutely punished me because the Warriors put together a 13-point fourth quarter, and which you never see.
Showed the fuck up. I mean, I'm shocked.
Yeah, and I mean, Dinwiddie played fucking good, and then Luka was just like so great in the fourth quarter. So I mean, really pulled his nuts out. It would have been so nice to see those fucking tech pieces of shit.
Is Clay out? Why is he not playing right now?
I think they have him on like a rest type of thing, but I actually don't know. I didn't because I didn't catch the whole fucking thing. I did get higher than I expected to last night. I watched the game, but I was I was high as shit because of reading the edibles wrong, thinking I was eating 5 milligrams and they were, I think, 20 or 10. Either way, your boy got absolutely fucked up. And I don't know why Clay wasn't there. I just remember seeing
Luka. Clay or Draymond, so it's not the same type of win.
It's not the same, and they definitely are clearly need fucking Draymond back bad.
Did you see that clip of Steph that went viral of him?
Yes.
That was like one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's funny because at first, like this is how good Steph is, because I watched that video at first and I'm like, all right, who cares? I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I sat and thought about what I watched and I was like, damn, that's insane. Like I was just like, oh, it's Steph Curry. He should do it.
And the end.
Yeah, I know. He's fucking.
And it was like a let me show you how high I can go teardrop. That was like, I mean, he is it's annoying how good he is.
Yeah. But what's nice is that the Warriors do suck dick without Draymond, and they will be faltering. HDH sucked my dick, hard dick Harry. He had I feel bad because Harry on our last on the mailbag that we did, he asked a Warriors question that we didn't get to and that I don't remember right now. But whatever it is, fuck you, Harry. Fuck the Warriors. I'm glad Luka beat you. I wish I was in the fucking building to watch it happen. Yeah. But anyway, I was punished for that, and I've learned my lesson about putting my career and saving money above having a good time. That's where I fucked up, because I feel like that's once you start thinking like that, then you've absolutely fucked up. And I have to remember, life is about having a good ass time and going to fucking basketball games and staying an extra night in a nice hotel in San Francisco.
They're playing Minnesota tomorrow night, which could be a fun game too.
That'll be a fun one. And look, for the other thing is, here's the other reason why this was kind of a bad loss for the Warriors. I mean, it was fun, obviously, to watch them, but for them to put a 13-point fourth quarter, you really fell apart in the end there.
Yeah.
And they fucked up because the Suns just lost 2 games.
I know.
That's not going to happen too many times. I mean, the Suns really don't.
Well, they need CP3. I know they're good without him, but they need him.
They certainly need him. But if you're the fucking Warriors and you had an opportunity to make up, they already made up
games.
They would have
without Draymond and then without Clay. That's the Warriors aren't the Warriors,
I know, but again, listen. If from the jump, the Dallas Mavericks and Luka was just having a magical game, and they just kind of beat the bricks off him, and they just felt the absence of those 2 players from the beginning. That's one thing, but that was not the case. Luka had 9 turnovers. You know what I mean? They were not playing good in the beginning of the game. And so they just fell apart. They just kind of lost their fucking composure and really melted down in the way that we're accustomed to seeing the Warriors do to teams. Usually it's the third quarter where they either come back or put a fucking insane chasm between. I recently learned that I was saying the word chasm. I was pronouncing it chasm.
Yeah, it's chasm.
It's definitely chasm. And I was like, I just thought I knew the word chasm, but I also thought there was just another word that was chasm that also meant the exact same thing. So that's how fucking stupid I am.
I also haven't mentioned this, but where the hell are you? You look like you're in a high school girl's room right now.
Yeah.
Where the hell are you?
I'm actually I'm in my buddy Ben O'Brien's garage. This is a workspace that he shares with a bunch of other people, including when she used to live in LA, Sarah Sherman, who's now on SNL. She's the fucking weird bitch on SNL. She fucking drew all this shit. Very funny, but yeah, I'm in an LA creatives shared garage desk, or shared garage office.
Okay.
In beautiful, I won't say which neighborhood in LA, but it's nice though. And how about the fucking camera quality, huh? Aren't I looking fucking cute as hell?
You always look cute as hell.
Thanks,
buddy.
man.
Trick question.
Yeah, I'm playing. We've played a lot of. You're playing a home game. I see the fucking.
I literally just landed, dude. It was a hectic trip. I don't know if I told you this, but on my way there to JFK, leaving on Thursday, my roller bag just rips to shreds. I got a $40 roller bag, so I deserved it.
Oh my god!
My cheapness, and I literally all my stuff falls out, and I'm like, I don't know what to do.
On the way to the airport?
No, I'm in JFK.
Oh wow, okay.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to find a place to have bags. They're not open. They're we're not open.
Oh my
and then I find a lady. I'm like, what do I do? She's like, we have bags here. So I find a bag. I'm like, how much are they? She goes, they start at $400. I'm like, great.
Hysterical.
And mine costs $500, but I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a damn good bag.
That's what I like to hear.
This thing glides.
I'm
gliding this shit.
This is you know what this is? This is the first game we had Fournier. We were like, look, it was a little expensive, but it's shooting threes. It's like come talk to me fucking five trips from now, 5 weekends from now, when it's fucking dragging in fucking Fargo, when you're doing a fucking Sunday through Wednesday in Fargo or whatever the fuck bullshit you're doing.
This one rips to shreds. I just take a gun out in the airport. I'm like, everybody get in the fucking floor.
Well, hey man, I'm happy for you.
No, I'll tell you, it's a little smaller than my other bag. That's why I have to stuff stuff in there. But man, it glides, brother.
I love that. I love the glide. I treated myself to a pretty expensive
bag. Can't believe I spent $500 on a bag, but it was an emergency.
It was an emergency, and maybe and then you learn your lesson. If you had spent $200 on a pretty good bag, you wouldn't be here right now trying to spend $40, and you ended up spending $540 on. What are you gonna do? You live, you learn.
What are you gonna do? You live and you learn. I got that $40 one. So what are you gonna do?
You did get a lot of mileage. That's true. Honestly, I think I got a $50 one that was actually pretty good for years. But
I also realized the rolliness of my other bag was pretty shitty. I was like, man, I wonder if maybe that's making my shoulder all fucked up. That I'm like pushing this bag all the time. This one's gliding. I'm barely even touching it. I'm like,
I love it.
Flying in front of me. It's great.
I love it. That's what I love to hear. Little wins, silver linings. Oh, we also should say and apologize that we teased it. We promised it. We've been talking about Ian Carmel for what feels like a month now. He had a last minute work conflict, but we will get it figured out. And
he's the head writer of the James Corden show.
He's the head writer of the James Corden show.
Business calls.
They got to fucking do. We got some fucking karaoke, some carpool karaoke. We got fucking he's doing bits. Ian's on air now too. You know what I mean?
It'd be great if he quit the show.
Yeah, to do Pod Don't Lie.
He's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Corden, but I'm putting my foot down.
We're like, yeah, listen, pal, we can pay you $75 for your appearance. So you'll be fine. Anyway, we are definitely getting Ian on soon. We're gonna actually sit down.
We haven't had a guest in a while, but because I feel like we have such a good flow, it's hard to even have a guest.
Well, I am gonna also I DM'd him. He's awesome. He's been on the show when you're not here. One half of the Cookies podcast. Andrew Quo is gonna be on it. He's great. He's hilarious. He's super, hilarious. Great artist. Loves the Knicks. I need to get you to.
I want
because what it is very intense Knicks fandom that's different than yours. So I like that. It'll be a nice mix of getting two volatile things together, two volatile Knicks fans together. And I would love to get you guys fucking just talking about things because we can come back to the rest of the league. The Knicks have looked. I mean,
well, okay, but hold on a second before we get in. I'm going to give a positive. RJ dropped 46, and let me tell you, man, if we had some more weapons on this team, he would have dropped 50. The problem is he's our best defensive player on the perimeter too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Jimmy tired him out. It was a very veteran move by Jimmy, posting him up every fucking play. And
it
RJ
really was. It was so annoying. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, but who have I told you that RJ reminds me of?
You've said Jimmy Butler over and over again.
And RJ looked incredible.
Not a bad comp.
And also RJ in transition. I know. I'm not saying he's.
I love RJ.
Harden. In transition, he does the Euro similar to Ginobili and Harden. He's got an amazing.
I always
take it too far, brother. And you love it.
He's got 46, and you got to be like he does the Euro like Ginobili and Harden.
How many young players are doing the Euro like that who are his size, who are as big as he is?
Them. Everyone does a Euro step.
Not everyone.
It's gotten into the game.
Just give him his roses for dropping.
I'll give him 46. It was an incredible game, and he did it against the Miami Heat.
And if Julius didn't have one of the worst shooting, terrible shooting night for Julius. Not a lot of help for RJ. This is not as bad as we think. Because guess what, brother? Bring on the tank. We got a great we got a great young player in RJ Barrett. Quickly, the more I watch, the more I'm like, this guy's a great off the bench scorer. He's not a point guard.
I don't think he's a point guard.
No, he's not the point guard of the future. He's Lou Williams. That's what we said from the beginning. Quentin Grimes, I love. Speedy recovery to Quentin Grimes. But I will say this, brother. If we get a tank, if we tank and get a great
tank, let's get a great young player. Come on.
You pair a great point guard with RJ Barrett. You pair a great small forward with RJ Barrett. The future is fucking bright.
What about trading Julius?
Hey man, if you got to rebuild. No, I want Julius as part of the team.
We need someone to edit together just the last 5 weeks of what you said about Julius Randle. We gotta get a super.
I want him to stay here. I want him to be part of the future. I love Julius.
Sure.
I don't think he's not a number one option. I think if we really want to contend in the next couple of years, or the next few years, he's not even number 2. I think he's like great.
Dropped him down to 3.
Well,
he used to be the king of the league, I thought.
Well, he could be a number 2 still.
Number 2. Okay. So what were you thinking last year? What would you think?
I think on a winning team, like a team that could go the distance, a number 2. I thought he was a number 1 on a team that got embarrassed in the first.
Got bounced. Yeah, one playoff game.
But no, Julius is a terrific player. He's highly skilled. I think he needs to be in the right position to win, and they're not putting him in the right position right now. By getting Fournier and Kemba Walker, this isn't the right fit for him. The fact that we lost Bullock, a guy like Bullock, you're going to make fun of me, but even a guy like Elfrid Payton, who plays defense. But dude, we need defense because
Tibbs is done. Tibbs has got to go. That's what it really comes the fuck down to.
Let him tank out the rest of the season because it's working.
He doesn't tank. He's going to fuck it up. Although you're right. He keeps Fournier in there.
Losing like crazy. Yeah, and by the way, I'll say this too. I think I would like to see some more minutes from Cam Reddish because I think he's looking like the numbers aren't great, but he's looking like he's.
We might as well. We said this before. We might as well, and that's what I think we could be doing this tank so much better. Let's say they fired Tibbs. How would you feel about that?
I would understand. I mean, he did an amazing job. I think Tibbs in many ways is Michael Clayton. He's a fixer. He's not like a guy you marry.
Yeah,
he's unmarried.
Absolutely. Now, he's unmarried.
He's a bachelor. I'm sure
he's a bachelor.
I'm sure he's not even chasing women. Like he doesn't have. He's too grumpy. I'm sure like hot women are like, I will fuck the shit out of you, and he's like, I'm going over plays.
Yeah, that's definitely what's happening. They're begging him for cock. Should we hire high class call girls to fall in love with Tibbs to maybe balance him out a little bit?
He just comes and shoots her into a wall like in Scary Movie. Like, wow, that was a lot backed up. That guy he doesn't have time to jack off.
That's true, dude. Tibbs probably has some of the heaviest nuts you've ever seen in your life. Tibbs probably,
like the South Park episode where they're bouncing on the ball.
Dude, Tibbs probably has a Google Calendar thing that is like he probably has like something he's super efficient with it. He has a specific he knows exactly where his prostate is. He sticks like a medical device up his ass. It touches his prostate, he busts, and then he's like, all right, back to plays. He's like, now I won't have a thirst for a woman's pussy anymore. Now I can focus.
Here's the bright side on Julius Randle.
Hit me with it.
Do I think he's a legitimate 41% three-point shooter like he was last year? No, I don't. Do I think he's a 30% three-point shooter like he's this year? I don't think he's that either. I think the true Julius is like 35, 36.
The true Julius. We're searching for the true Julius.
But don't you believe that he's like really if we're on a team that makes sense from 35, 36, which lifts him up to a great number 2 or 3. Then we have RJ Barrett, who's playing out of his mind right now.
Listen,
and RJ Barrett is not. I really think Julius is part of the future. You're trying to bait me, but RJ Barrett did a thing that made me love him more than I could ever love him. And
What's
I already
that?
love him.
What's that?
There was a fast break. Cam Reddish makes a steal, right? And they're running a fast break. Gives it to RJ, who could have thrown it up and done like a Euro or a layup or something.
Sure, a Euro, which he's the best in the league at.
Best young Euro in the game.
Best young Euro in the game.
And then he really is, if you watch. I know you're mocking me, like you like to do, but he really – and then instead of going up, he dishes it off to Cam Reddish, which is the right basketball play. The guy who gets a steal, reward him.
Reward the man.
He would add 48, and then maybe would have been closer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would have been closer to –
Gentlemen, he wants his boy Cam to eat.
He wants to make the right basketball play. He's not chasing stats. He's chasing the right play. RJ is undeniably a high IQ young player.
Listen, you will not hear a bad word out of me about RJ Barrett. I think he rocks. I just think the times you picked to make the argument that he might be the best player in this draft, that's in his draft. Hysterical.
I didn't say he is the best player. I said when all is said and done, he might be. Is that crazy? Who's better than him right now? Who's better?
Ja Morant.
Ja is better right now. Tyler Hero is in a great situation in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Hero is a very good player. Put RJ Barrett in that situation. He's on the All-Star team this year, brother.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Tyler, you're crazy. You're fucking crazy because RJ's value, if you're going to make this argument, is that he could blossom into a Jimmy Butler type.
You're right. In terms of I took it too far.
In terms of scoring and shooting, Tyler Hero and one-on-one creation and being just set up only to put the ball in the basket, Tyler Hero's a better player than that.
Tyler's ceiling is Devin Booker, and I think RJ's ceiling is Jimmy Butler. I think that's a fair
those comp. Are pretty. And also, you're being disrespectful to Darius Garland, who is better than him this year.
This year, he is. Darius Garland is a terrific young point guard, very skilled player. Okay, fine. I said when all is said and done, though. Brother.
Yeah. Who else in that draft class?
RJ Barrett, though.
Zion.
Do you disagree that his ceiling? And guess what? If Zion comes to the Knicks, I might change my argument to Zion being the best player.
Oh, it's Knicks dependent, huh? Do I disagree with what? That his ceiling is Jimmy
incredibly
Butler?
high. I think he will be an all-star in this league for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking and it's like, yeah, he's better than Rui Hachimura. He's better than Jackson Hayes, Sekou Doumbouya, Romeo.
Have you looked at his since he's been playing the injury?
Matisse Thybulle. That's an interesting one.
I like Matisse. He's not in RJ's league as an all-around player, brother. And look at his numbers when he is playing, and you're telling me that this is even a conversation? Like, he's been on fire the last couple months.
Was there anybody good in this
since that draft? Celtics game when he hit that?
He's
game
been awesome. Yeah.
RJ Barrett has taken this city by storm.
Really?
Put that on your fucking newspaper and smoke it.
Well, look, I'll be honest. I can't attest to that. This is the rare time where you've got me. You've caught me because I've been on the West Coast for that entire time frame. So I have no proof. I have a hard time believing I come back to Queens in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be seeing fucking RJ banners hanging in my bodegas and shit like that. But hey, I'll take your word for it.
He is, and I really still believe in Julius.
He's the bright spot.
I don't think Julius. This is who Julius is. I really don't.
I mean, what you're saying, where it's like a future where RJ is Jimmy Butler, which is again so funny, but fine. And you
don't think that's attainable?
It's attainable. I just worry about what the Knicks are doing, man. I just worry about.
So he's 21 years old. Let's look where Jimmy Butler was when he was his age. Let's pull this up real quick.
Okay. Probably. He probably didn't come into the league. He probably was coming into the league around 21, if I had to guess.
He came in the league at 22, and he averaged 2.6 a game, brother.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, respect. Yeah, listen, it's not a bad argument. And I don't want to shit talk RJ either. So you found a nice vein of Knicks. This is why we need.
Tibbs really is fucking great. Think of when Jimmy Butler had his breakout year. He was 25. He averaged 20 a game. Guess how many minutes Tibbs had him playing? And he had him playing this many minutes the year before as well, by the
37.
way. 38.7. and he had him do the exact same number the year before.
But that's the other thing. It's like, it's not that I don't, I mean,
many minutes.
It's so many minutes. It's so many fucking minutes. Yeah, I mean, I just think we got to get Tibbs out of there for everyone's sake. I said it.
We're not going anywhere without a real point guard either. So we really do need a point. We need to figure out this point guard thing. I'm so jealous of teams like Miami that just like add Kyle Lowry,
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, I just think the sins of the Rose administration are hiring Tibbs and Tibbs over. I said at the time I wanted Kenny Atkinson.
Tibbs. Yeah, but okay, fine. How about that? Maybe Julius doesn't become Julius without Tibbs.
Who gives a fuck? Fuck Julius. That you care about that? Who fucking cares?
Well, because we have a good player.
No.
I also think you mentioned the wrong Rose, my friend. Derrick Rose is the Rose you should be talking about. He's missed how many games? And he's out for what could be the rest of the season.
That doesn't matter. A player at that point in his career should never be more than like a luxury on even a playoff team. You can't be riding Derrick Rose, bro.
Derrick Rose is. There's people who think he's our best player.
There's people. Just say you think he is.
I've heard people say it.
He's our most impactful player, most important player. We could say all that stuff. How about that?
All right.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm back to thinking like, fuck, we should have gotten Kenny Atkinson to develop young guys and do for New York, for the Knicks what he did to the Nets, basically.
Yeah.
Would that have been so crazy? I don't think so. But anyway.
No, you know I'm a big Kenny Atkinson
That's
fan.
why I'm worried about Leon Rose knowing what the fuck he's doing.
Can he show his face? Where the fuck is he?
And that's the other. It's like, okay, why the fuck didn't we get Maxey too? If we had all this Kentucky, if he's such a Kentucky guy, Leon Rose, it's like, why the fuck didn't we end up with Maxey instead of Quickly? Where was Maxey picked? And I love Quickly, but it's like,
I think Maxey went. I'm pretty sure Maxey went before Quickly.
I think so too, but it's like, well, then why didn't we get him instead of Obi? Why the fuck did we draft Obi?
He was 20. He was 21. Yeah, he was before Quickly.
Okay, but we could have traded up to get if he was in the 20s.
Okay, but
I'm just saying.
I don't want to circle back to this, but we should have had Halliburton. We should have had him all. Of course,
he's fucked up. That's what I'm saying. What I'm worried about is Leon Rose at first because he didn't make the fucking clear dumbass trades that every Knicks like Harry. I mean, Phil Jackson's dumbass. Like just everyone would make either make horrible picks or trade our first round picks. Because he wasn't doing that, everyone was like, wait, Leon Rose is good. And it's like, we have enough data right now to be like, no, Leon Rose sucks. Leon Rose is not good. What the fuck has he really done? That's really set. If we don't get lucky with Julius having a breakout year, this team has sucked dick the whole time.
On top of that, we have to look at the fact that,
when we signed a fucking coach.
When we signed Julius, we didn't even give him a shot that first year because he was our biggest name free agent. And our other additions were Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, and fucking Marcus Morris. And I'm like, you think these dudes can play together? Like Bobby Portis has flourished as well because he is in a place where he is in a position to succeed. Julius was not put in that position. I love Marcus Morris, man, but like it doesn't make sense. Even what the Clippers are doing now, they've gotten so many of the same guys now. I don't know how it works when Kawhi and PG come back.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
At least they have depth.
They have depth. And look, I mean, but that's the sad thing is we're talking about the positive thing that happened was the Knicks ultimately losing, but RJ Barrett put up 46. We also got spanked by the Sixers when they looked awesome.
Well, but guess what? That's a game where they're coming for us. They're coming in the Garden.
Harden gets a triple-double. They look awesome, by the way. They look really good.
Harden looks like he just gives a shit again. I mean, it's incredible.
It's so funny. James Harden, he gets traded to the team that he wants to, and all of a sudden he remembers his Instagram password. Like he wasn't posting anything. Now he's like in the first week he was in Brooklyn, he was posting pictures. He's like with the net. Now it's like just all him and Joel content. It's like it really is just.
I hate how much I like Harden and Joel content.
They're an awesome combo, dude. Because you know what it is. Harden is an awesome straight man. Harden does some of the best looks in the NBA. He's got like big ass eyes. You don't think about it because he's got that beard, but he's got like very expressive eyes. So him like side-eyeing Joel doing something funny. And like Joel is like a ham in the way. Harden always likes to be like kind of cool, kind of reserved. Like even having a beard, you're sort of hiding a lot of your face. He's a guy that lets his play do the talking. He's not really like his personality doesn't really shine through. We don't really know James Harden's personality. And the only time it does shine through, he kind of doesn't look good. Like when he was kind of shitting on Giannis, where he was saying I wish I was.
Oh, we have a Giannis topic to talk about later in this episode.
We do. But when Harden said like, I wish I was big and could run around and jump and dunk, that takes no skill. It's like, okay, so he just sounds bitter when he lets that go. But with Embiid, it's almost like, it is, they really are like a romantic comedy where it's like, Harden is like the straight-laced, buttoned-up like executive who like, his flight gets canceled and he has to sit next to like some fucking bohemian hippie bitch in on a flight or they have to take a train somewhere. And by the end of it, they're in, she's like, oh, you're so silly. And she's got her shoes off. And it's like, all this kind of shit.
Oh, Embiid is absolutely the romantic lead in a rom-com. He's funny. He's goofy. He's silly. And he's a manic. And he's been hurt before. So we want him to find someone.
Yes. He's a manic pixie dream center. He's Harden's manic pixie dream center, dude. He's always posting fun Instagrams. So they're
and also then you have the third guy in Tobias Harris, who's just he's just such a professional that he just does it. He's like, I'm just happy this is working out.
Tobias is back. Tobias is back to having the best job in basketball because now it's like no one really expects much of him again. But
as a third scorer with those two scores,
do you think he's going to be as? I think this helps Maxey way more. I think Max because Tobias is a guy that likes to do the mellow shit, right? We've talked about it. Tobias is a guy with the ball in his hands.
He actually hasn't played well in either of the games.
That's what I'm saying. Maxey though has played well.
Is it crazy to turn Harrison into a 6-man type right now?
No, I think if they could, they would they're looking to trade Harris because it doesn't really. They got to get off that contract, and he doesn't super make sense with Harden and Embiid. I mean, he sort of made sense when it was Embiid, him and Simmons. Fine. Simmons never wants the ball in his hand. Simmons never wants scoring opportunities.
But then Simmons and Embiid don't make sense. Whereas Harden and Embiid, Harden is such a good passer that it does kind of work. And also his step back three is back. I mean, it is hilarious.
Yeah. It's like it almost felt like he was wearing a fat suit. Like he just looks like he's in better shape again. He's respect to him, man. I love it. I just love.
He also had 5 steals against the Knicks. So I'm like, oh, he plays defense now.
What
the fuck is going on? He really looked amazing, and it's tough because they are a fun team, and they were such professionals handling the Simmons shit. I mean, look, the way they started it wasn't very professional, but the fact that they just went out there and you have a leader like Embiid made everyone like the Sixers. And
I mean, clearly he didn't like Simmons, right? Like Embiid, this was like him finally proving like, I don't need that motherfucker. He loved it. He loved this season. I think a part of Embiid, if they don't get this trade done, he would have just tried to win MVP and like just, do it that way.
He's still probably the MVP. I mean, it's either Embiid or Jokic.
Well, how did you see this? Michael Porter Jr. might come back. That's crazy.
Which means Murray, I think if Porter Jr. and Murray come back, they could win the West, dude.
Absolutely, they could.
It's crazy. You look at how good the Nuggets are. Like they're winning games, and their roster. Like I watch games with the Nuggets. I'm like, who are some of these guys?
Yeah.
Like
if Embiid had already had an MVP and Jokic didn't, I think this is Jokic's MVP.
It's narrative
for sure. Exactly. It's totally narrative. But because of the narrative and especially because they're so fun and they're going to get so many. I mean, the Sixers are going to be the biggest story in the NBA because the Nets, they're still missing a lot of guys. Although
they're playing the Nets this week.
That's going to be fucking awesome. Although
Simmons' back all of a sudden starts to hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been there, brother.
Yeah, his back's fucking hurting. That is really funny. But I will give
Kyrie credit.
Kyrie credit. They did beat the fucking Bucks.
Well, they were saying I was watching that game, right? So it's Bucks Nets, and before the game, I don't know who was calling the game. I forgot who it was. It might have been Doris Burke or someone, but there was a woman who said, Middleton is a better player than Kyrie. And I was kind of like, hold on, what? I'm like, look, I'm a big Middleton fan because
I love Middleton, but he's not better than Kyrie.
Kyrie, if we're trying to win a game, no one on the planet, if it's a game that's eligible for him to play, Kyrie. Like Kyrie Irving just showed why he is just fresh legs, unstoppable.
And it's the kind of thing where it's like, look, Middleton is he's a more valuable player in theory, right? Just because like wings that play defense and shoot at that level are more valuable than a shoot first point guard who's kind of undersized and doesn't play defense. But this is such an offensive league where when you have a player that's that special on offense, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
He is unguardable, Kyrie. It's like Kobe shit. We're like, okay, if he's missing, it's because he's missing. It's not because you stopped him.
And it would be different if Middleton was like, top 5 in the league on defense, right? But he's just an above average defender.
He's a very good defender.
To good defender. Yeah. Like he's above average.
And Portis had a great little game for you guys. I mean,
love Portis, dude.
Bobby Portis in that corner 3, man.
Bobby Portis is a hard dick savage.
Well, that's kind of what PJ was doing for you guys last year, and now it's all Bobby's spot, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I don't like that this was I feel like that's going to come back to haunt the Bucks a little bit because
the PJ
thing, because
of course, because it went to a team you're probably going to have to play.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
And now he's guarding Giannis. That's an annoying.
Yeah. And it's just
you have Bam and Jimmy to throw at Giannis. You have a lot of dudes to throw at Giannis.
Yeah, which is I love it because it's like, dude, Giannis just works so hard and his game keeps improving. The jumpers are falling.
Say that he wouldn't even start though back in the day.
Yeah.
Did you see the Charles Oakley clip?
Yes, I saw. I watched the clip. It was a little slow going, but Charles Oakley just said, I mean, he claimed in this clip that Sam showed me. What podcast was he even on? I don't even
know what that was.
It looked kind of like it did not look like that big a podcast. So maybe we should try and get Oakley, but he'd probably kick our asses by the end of it. We say way too much gay shit for a tough old black guy, for a tough old black dude to be on this podcast.
Would you rather look at, Charles? Jokic or Embiid? He's just like, Charles, are you there?
He somehow figures out a way to kick our asses through Zoom just for asking him that. Yeah, we're like, so which one of your teammates was uncircumcised?
Well, but dude, Oakley just says, yeah, Giannis he doesn't have an all-around game, which, like, first off, I'm like, I love Oakley, but I was like, Oakley, you started. You don't have
yeah.
Like,
power forwards used to be really skilled back in the fucking day.
Oakley did have a sweet little 18-footer, but Giannis has become a pretty decent shooter.
Dude, these guys are out of their fucking minds.
He dropped 50 in a decisive game.
The old guys, really, it's just like everyone thinks things were better when they were young. That's all it comes down to. Because you look at these fucking power forwards, it was just like you got to just basically be a shittier center, right? Like forwards in the 90s were just like, you're a little less strong, you're a little less tall. But you still can't shoot. You can't do shit with the ball.
Well, Oakley did have the 18-footer, and it was.
Could he put the ball on the fucking floor?
No, he was a tough guy. I mean, Horace Grant was a power forward who had a nice little jumper. I mean, some of them had a nice.
But I'm saying Giannis is more skilled than every big man of his era except Hakeem Olajuwon. Like unless you're talking about the absolute fucking greats, there is no one Charles Oakley played with as a big man that was more skilled than Giannis. Doesn't exist. He is a more varied game than almost everyone of that fucking era. And Giannis can
Field is an interesting conversation. You're probably right. I'm just thinking like there were some. I mean, Giannis is a different type of center. It's not. He's like, not.
Giannis, when it's all said and done, is going to be fucking top 15, if not more.
Yeah, no, there's no argument from me on that.
Like he might. I'm just thinking it's like maybe even top 10. I mean, he's so young. That if he gets
top 10, you're gonna have to knock out someone like Tim Duncan or someone like
yeah.
I mean, so let's not get carried away there.
I'm not carried away. You look at his fucking resume with his age. Not a lot of people have 2 DPOYs, 2 MVPs.
A lot of people are arguing. I see this argument like who's the number one
Finals MVP.
A lot of people,
most improved.
No argument from me, brother. And I know you. This is a Giannis biased podcast. But
it's facts.
But I agree that Giannis, I do think he probably will be top 15.
Almost no one in the league has at 26 has the. I mean, he might have the best resume at his age ever.
I'm not debating it, man. He's a phenom. He's got all the heart. He's as likable as any dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you. There's people saying that like it's still Durant is the best player. I think in one game at this point, I got to take Giannis because of defense. I mean,
defense,
if Durant. Yeah. Also, there's the
durability issue. Giannis got his knee snapped backwards. We've totally forgotten that part
Giannis
of that playoffs.
Knock on wood, Giannis might have the LeBron durability,
Yeah. LeBron until he got to the Lakers durability. Because once he got to the Lakers, that motherfucker's missed,
he's old, dude.
I know. But he's missed a lot of games. He's missed a chunk of time every single season.
It's funny that LeBron went on to kind of correct what, like about the quote went wild about how he's like, oh yeah, I want to play with my son, which first off, of course he does. Every day.
It would be cool.
It would be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the Knicks, we need to rack up some picks, baby. Let's get old LeBron.
Whatever it takes. Let's get Bronny in the mix.
What, Bronny will be a bust and LeBron, his ankle will snap. I'm like, that was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, we just get to watch LeBron in a fucking walking boot walk out and like receive like gifts at every stadium that we play.
Melo comes back.
Yeah, Melo comes back. We just have the worst team.
I want to see Melo on a different team because Melo's playing so well right now. He's shooting like 39 from 3. Just buy him out and let me watch Melo compete. Buy him out and put Melo on the.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great.
Buy Melo out, put him on Phoenix, so he and CP3, so I can go all in rooting for Phoenix.
Yeah, you're right. Melo. It's like LeBron was like, it's like your buddy invites you. It's like, dude, this party is fucking sick. You gotta come over. There's fucking, and he gets there. The keg is tapped. All the girls are leaving. The fucking someone called the cops, and Melo's just looking across the street, just at all these awesome parties. You got the CP.
Melo is like 22. He's like, this is one of my last college parties.
Yeah,
like, you gotta...
yeah. He's like, I can't come back. I can't go back next. I already graduated. I look like a fucking loser. Yeah, dude. He did.
Put him on Phoenix.
It's so funny how. Oh yeah. I mean, and dude, Melo's played so fucking awesome, and really turned himself into the kind of player that he could be around, like, because by taking care of his body a little better and staying in better shape. Going back to the skilled conversation, I mean, this is like Vince Carter played forever, but Vince Carter was not skilled like Melo. I mean, like, he's a good player, obviously, but it's like Melo's game for 10 minutes a game. He could play till he's 40, I think, for sure.
Vince did 42? I mean,
42, exactly. Yeah. I mean, but Vince is also such an athletic freak of nature that, like, Vince's 42 is probably like most people's 36. You know what I mean? Like,
true. I mean, it really was. I mean, certain guys just take a beating and they aged a little more quickly. Like, you look at D Wade, like, that guy played so physical that he just didn't. When he was on Cleveland, you were just kind of like, Jesus,
dude. That was so funny to see the fucking the 75 best players. They got like all these. They all got like jackets from like their teams, and to see the Chicago and Cleveland patched on D Wade's jacket is one of the funniest things in the world. It's like, this guy, take those off. Let's all pretend.
Yeah, I don't. Do we have to have all the teams? I mean, it's just weird.
Like
Cleveland's like, you want to
Shaq's had the Celtics on it. Is that what you're saying? Shaq's had the Cavs and the Celtics on it. I'm sure it did. He played on all of them. If it had the Bulls,
put Magic, Lakers, Heat. That's all we need from Shaq. Let's think of the good times.
Exactly. Let's think of the good times. Although I've said it before and I'll say it again, D Wade ending up in Miami after like 2 little stints is like, it is the most Miami thing you could do, because it's like, yeah, you end up, you stay with your wife, but you cheat. You have a couple mistresses. You cheat just a little bit. You cheat, and then you come home and no one ever mentions it. And that's a real Miami way to go about it.
I love that. Yeah. Well, speaking of Shaq, by the way, you saw the Gary Payton story.
Gary Payton quote where he said Shaq would, quote, go to the bathroom in trash cans and pour it on the rookies. We can only hope that means piss, folks. God forbid Shaq is spraying diarrhea all over fucking, Devin George or whoever the fuck.
This is why Mark Madsen never panned out in the NBA. Shaq broke him.
Which is, dude, that just goes to show you, like, Shaq is just one of those guys that just, like, will do anything for a laugh, to the point that if it wasn't for like you could get Shaq to commit a hate crime, or like you can get Shaq to do like if Shaq was in that, like, what was that called? The something experiment, where it's like they had people shocking people just because they were taking orders. And they just showed, like, when you're taking
Jamie
orders.
Kennedy?
No. It was like, it's like a famous, like, psychological experiment.
I thought you were like, that was like a prank show thing.
No. It's like to show that, like, humans are capable of torture if they think, like, if they blame somebody else, if they just look at themselves as like was it the Milgram? Yeah, the Milgram shock experiment. Because it was examining the justifications of acts of genocide, basically. Offer, like, because they basically said that's what the people at Nuremberg were saying. They're like, look, it wasn't my thing. Anyway, Shaq if he thought what he was doing is funny, he would shock someone to death probably. Shaq would do it for a laugh. Shaq would fucking buzz your nuts.
This is why Shaq and Kobe only had a few years.
Yeah.
Kobe is the most. Can you imagine Kobe like lifting weights, watching Shaq dump a bucket on someone?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
and
Kobe,
how are you so good?
Yeah. Kobe's working on his footwork, and then he just looks over, and Shaq's got his nuts hanging out of his shorts. He's like, Kobe, let me show you something. And he's just got his fat nuts coming out of the bottom of his purple and gold shorts. And it's like, very good, Shaq. Very funny.
What is he? I mean, goddamn Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq, who is now like, a captain of industry and does every commercial, is probably not thrilled this story came out.
Yeah. No, who knows, dude? Shaq is so hard to fucking figure out.
Shaq's defending on TNT. He's like, we were tough on our rookies back then. We covered them in shit.
I wonder if that's gonna come out. I wonder if they are gonna fucking mention it.
I highly doubt it.
You never know with them, dude.
I think it'll come out in like maybe one of them ball busting the other one, but like I don't think I don't think there's gonna be a serious discussion.
Ernie isn't gonna lead the segment with, The glove described how Shaq would play practical joke on his teammates. Peyton reveals Shaq's favorite form of hazing, which involved throwing a week's worth of bodily waste onto dude. This is stale.
That's disgusting.
This is stale piss.
That's like it's really gross.
We used to play jokes, Peyton said. Shaq is a jokester. So if one of the rookies would be in the stall, he would take a bucket and use the bathroom in it for about a week. And then all of a sudden he would pour it on them. Oh my God, dude. That's
the picture of Shaq with a gray beard now.
Yeah.
Funnier. He's like a distinguished older man.
To get it back for all his jokes, Peyton would steal Shaq's underwear and pants, forcing him to ride in his truck with just a towel on.
Let's see.
Peyton still has a pair of O'Neal's undies, which he are now framed in his house.
We should look at who the Lakers. Look at who the Lakers rookies were in 2004, because that's the year that Peyton was on.
Peyton was there. You're right. Yes. Let's do a little pod don't lie fucking investigative reporting. You're right. Wait. No, it was 2006. Isn't that what you said? Or was it 7?
No, Lakers. It was Shaq. What was the year that Peyton was on the Lakers?
Either it was 2006 or 2007.
2004, brother.
Was it? Am I that off? Damn, you're right.
Was Brian Cook a rookie?
Let's find out. Lakers 2004.
Kareem Rush.
Kareem Rush.
Jamal Sampson.
Yeah, these guys that never made it in the league because they were too psychologically broken.
I think Kareem Rush had some years in the league.
Kareem Rush had some, he did.
Yeah,
but he's the only one.
No, he had a 7-year NBA career. He had a sweet little career. Ime Udoka was 26 in that team.
Oh, dude, you think Ime tried? Yeah, it's probably Jamal Sampson.
Stanislav Medvedenko.
Yeah, he's a little. We know that about Shaq. He is a little xenophobic. He said some racist shit about. Yao, of course.
He felt horrible after it, though. When he found out how nice Yao was, he felt.
But that's what I mean, though. That's Shaq, though. He will do whatever he thinks is acceptable to get a laugh, even if it's be racist. By the way, do you know what I found out? That Gary Payton. So Gary Payton II has a half brother named Gary Payton Jr. who Gary Payton got 2 women pregnant at the same time and named both the sons Gary Payton. One is the second and one is Junior. That is so fucking hysterical, dude. Huge respect to the glove for that one. And especially for
should have worn a glove.
Yeah.
Jesus. I love it. Gary Payton's a legend.
Oh, he really is.
Gary Payton the second is a great NBA player for the Warriors. He's been great for them, dude.
Yeah. Gary Payton has 2 sons who are both named Gary Payton.
That's amazing. Poor Jamal Sampson.
That's so fucking funny. And the 2 little Garys join. Anyway,
Jamal Sampson, I remember him, dude. He was a big dude. Remember him?
I don't remember him, honestly.
6'11", 235. He was like built, that guy.
Oh, and Lance Stevenson named his son Lance, Latz. Lance. Anyway. Yeah, there's been some fucking the games going around. I already can feel I can feel the games have been better already. And people are I mean, Miami had a couple nice wins. Obviously, they beat us. They beat Chicago. That's a nice fucking win. They just beat them today. The Bucks got back on track, beating the fucking Hornets finally after a couple tough ones. Minnesota too is doing good. Just beat Cleveland. Didn't they beat the Suns too?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. The Pelicans beat the Suns.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Pelicans, by the way, with CJ, you infuse a little fucking veteran savvy in there. And
he's an underrated player.
I think CJ feels like he's got something to prove. So, yeah, we talked about it on the last one, but man, the end of the season is going to look fucking sick. So many teams have something to fucking play for. But what the fuck? What did I want to highlight here? Yeah, I mean, the main thing is just like how fucking good, how good the Sixers look, and then also how, we talked about it briefly.
And the Sixers, by the way, are front runners to sign DeAndre Jordan, who is just waived.
Who cares? He
sucks.
Well,
they lost Drummond, so they need some.
He sucks, dude. Like, I bet you there's someone random. I would rather have just a G League center than DeAndre Jordan at this point. He's not good. He must have fucking the hookup, dude. What is he? What do you think? You think he's just the coolest guy ever?
Yeah, everyone seems to love him.
Yeah.
I mean, Durant and Kyrie got him paid.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, people were begging him not to leave, remember? I mean, DeAndre Jordan has a history of his teammate. Like, remember he was about to go to Dallas? And then they were like, and then the Clippers literally like locked him in his own house.
Did you see prime DeAndre Jordan, how athletic he was?
Yeah, of course. Listen, I remember DJ. I just mean we are way past that.
I know, but I'm saying that's why they were begging him. He was a freak on defense.
And any guy that couldn't get it done with the Lakers where the opportunity was plentiful, he's not going to get it done with the Sixers either. I can't believe they couldn't find somebody better than that, but who knows? Anything? What the fuck else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, you touched on it briefly. Simmons hurt his back now. That's hilarious. And the Nets. At first, there was seemed to be good news about Eric Adams saying he's going to lift the vaccine mandate, but apparently it only applies to the public sector, not the private sector. So Kyrie right now, as the like rule is written, is allowed to watch a game. He's allowed to go inside if they lift the vaccine mandate, but he's not allowed to go to work.
Do the rules make any sense?
They make no fucking sense.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, okay, so what is it? So he could still give, by that rule, give someone at courtside.
Yeah, he could sit courtside. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well then,
what the fuck are we even doing? No,
what
I know
are we doing?
It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. But
guess what? If they're sitting courtside, they're probably going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably got the resources.
I also wanted to highlight Ja absolutely put his nuts on the Spurs, dunked all over. I don't remember who the fuck the guy was. It was Pirtle still on the Spurs. He looked kind of like Pirtle. Ja had an insane. If you didn't see it, Sam, you should go watch this fucking highlight.
I saw it from Steven Adams.
Oh my god, it was incredible.
You want the buzzer beater? What are you talking
No.
about?
Ja just fucking had a dunk today that was like,
oh, I missed that.
Unbelievable.
I saw the buzzer beater, the pass from Steven Adams. That was insane.
Yeah, no, I mean, it must feel good to be Steven Adams because people were talking like he went from like, yeah, he's young, but that body's like washed up. He's really put a lot of miles on it to now he's like, and then he was in New Orleans where it didn't make any sense. And now he's like in a situation where he gets to fucking rebound his little fucking nuts off. And, it
reminds me a little bit a few years ago with Russ,
Yeah, exactly. He got the fucking, it's got to be cool to be Steven Adams. Because you're like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. Now I have a Russ that isn't gonna fucking steal my rebounds. That's who Ja is. He's Russ. He's Russ without the stat padding, and he's a little skinnier. But yeah, I mean,
he's got a better jump shot.
But yeah, we should talk about. You're right. Phoenix without Chris Paul is looking a little they dropped 2 games and they've lost what in the whole fucking year. That's, they lost 10 before that. So they 2 games is big for them. But like we said, the Warriors weren't fully able to,
and they got fully able to make up for it to the Utah, who really needed one.
And then look, here's the other thing about the Warriors losing. We talked about it in context of them beating or catching up to the Suns. What about staying in front of Memphis? Memphis is only a game back from them right now, and they're playing great from the Warriors. Wow. What if Memphis takes the fucking 2 seed and then
very doable,
and then they get to play like the Timberwolves? I mean, the play-in right now is hilarious. It's Timberwolves, Clippers, Lakers, Pelicans.
I watched the Clippers against the Rockets, and that was a fun game to watch.
And the Wolves, by the way, like they're gonna make it. They're fucking.
They're a fun team. I watched the Clippers Rockets game. It came down to the wire. I got to give props to Zubac. This guy's a good player, man.
Another player the Lakers could have just had. They just gave him away.
Dude. He's a tough big. He had, I think, 6 blocks. It was a controversial call. Christian Wood for the win to tie the game, tried to dunk it on him, and Zubac fucking swatted it. Beautiful block. And they called a foul and they reviewed it and it was very clearly clean. And it got overturned. Zubac had 6 blocks. He had a great game. I mean, the Rockets are kind of fun to watch. So they're young. They're they got that kid. Obviously Green, but who's that? Sengun is
Alpi Sengun. Yeah,
he's fun to watch, man.
He's good. He's really good. I like him. Yeah.
I kind of enjoy. And it's funny to see Dennis Schroeder over there now too.
Yeah, I totally forgot he was there. Damn, dude, Schroeder truly fucked the bag up. But
funny how the 3rd and 4th picks of this draft could end up being the best players in the draft.
Yeah, isn't that it? Oh, I like how you're spinning it now.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back to you thinking. I thought you were talking about RJ again for a second.
I'm talking not about the Knicks.
Yeah.
You don't have to make everything about the Knicks. I'm talking about Scotty Barnes, and I'm talking about Evan Mobley.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I also think like
Cunningham's good.
Yeah, it is interesting though. I mean,
but they got to get Killian Hayes out of there.
You do see. I mean, if someone's really going to have a hard ass dick, you see it by the time his rookie season's over. And that's why it's like maybe Jalen Green's dick isn't that hard. Maybe Cade's dick is hard, but not that hard.
Cade is averaging 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists and a steal. Like that's not a soft rookie dick.
He's good. I mean, number 1 pick in his draft. Good. Like
I think he's going to be really good.
I mean, Mobley, I think is definitely.
I think he's in a bad culture in Detroit, and I think Killian Hayes next to him makes 0 sense.
I don't think Killian Hayes is long for Detroit, but I actually don't think the culture is that bad there. I mean, whatever you want to say about Dwayne Casey for years in Toronto.
I'm just saying it's like it's not a good team.
Yeah, just bad talent.
Yeah.
I mean, who was the guy that everyone was kind of sucking him off there? He was so good his fucking rookie season in Detroit.
Sadiq Bey.
Yeah, Bey. Yep, suck dick Bey. Sadiq has sucked dick this year.
Not lately. He's been pretty hot lately, bro.
Oh, has he? Yeah. I haven't checked in on the Pistons for a while. I'm sure
he's inconsistent. He's had some. I mean, look at his stats. He's inconsistent, but his shooting numbers are down, but he's averaging 16 a game. I mean, I still have high hopes for him. He's only 22.
What's his 3-point shooting?
I think it was 34.
Anyway.
He's a big guy, though. He's 6'7". I mean, he's kind of a nice player.
Yeah, but he was awesome, and he hasn't been awesome this year. But, whatever. The Pistons have time. Anyway, folks, listen. Sammy fucking hopped off a jet. He's back in it. He's already home. I'm
watching some movies and shit. Watched The Princess Bride on my flight. I'd never seen it.
You'd never seen The Princess Bride?
It was one of those that just slipped by me. I never watched it. And I was like, fuck it, let's roll.
That's a fun little plane ride. A
lot of fun.
Plane watch. Yeah.
Plenty of fun, man.
Plenty of fun. Take that fucking cross-country flight. Watch The Princess Bride. Yes, I'll be going to Vancouver this weekend coming up here. So I'm taking
great food.
I love Vancouver. I can't wait to go back. I am taking a COVID test and, crossing my fingers. because it would be hilarious to just get stuck in Canada. I would jump out of the window of whatever horrible government-owned hotel they put me in to quarantine. So anyway, Vancouver, I'll see you. I'll see you this weekend, folks. Thank you for listening.
I'm in Orlando, motherfuckers, and then West Palm next week, and then Columbus. I'm going in style, baby. We got Gary Vito on all 3 of those days.
Ooh, the Veed man. That's nice. Having Veeder on deck is awesome.
I wish the Magic were playing while I was there. You know, I would have heckled Franz Wagner's ass.
Yes, we would have heckled him for his he's a
nice player, that kid.
He's really good, unfortunately.
Really good.
Well, folks, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with a Patreon for that ass later in this week. We will get some guests on here to start talking about. Look, you need more Knicks talk. You need Blazers talk. If you have guests from
that's the number one complaint is not enough Knicks.
Not enough Knicks talk. Not enough Knicks talk. If you want to hear from anybody, or you want us to discuss a particular team more, or you have a specific personality you'd like us to get on, hit us up. Put it on the Twitter, or if you really want us to read it, put it on the fucking Patreon. Patreon.com/pod don't lie. We will be the opinions of our Hard Dick 1900. They do count more than those of, as we love the guys, everybody who's listening for free, but the Hard Dick 1900, they really count. So tweet at us, put it on the Patreon if you want us to definitely see it. But we want to get some guests coming here for the stretch run, and just, like I said, get our dick sucked by basketball. I can't wait to be back on the East Coast, man. Honestly, I thought the West Coast sports would be good, but it's too early. You're right. You were right, Sam. It's too early. Sports should be late.
I've played this game many times.
You're right.
It's too early.
I thought it would be the best. It's way too early.
Because you're like still doing your day, and you're like, oh shit, a game.
Yeah, the games are on. I know. I want to kick back. I want to fucking smoke a joint. I want to drink a beer. I want to watch a fucking game. But anyway, speaking of smoking a joint, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go have pizza with my buddy Ben. And we love you, and we will talk to you soon. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Later, bye.
They talk about a scam.